Good morning, everyone. I hope you all are having a wonderful morning. So, today we're going to talk about a new topic within your email security appliance, and the name of the topic is bounce control, also known as bounce verification. Okay. Now, what it is? So, in order to understand that what is the verification which has been given by Cisco upon inside your email security appliance, but first understand that what actually your bounce attack is. Now, what is a bounce attack? So let's say that I have a user over here. I'll create a user and the username is Bob. Okay. Bob IP address is, let's suppose, 1.1.1.1. Okay. There is another user who is an attacker, or I'll say an hacker. Okay. And that attacker, now what he wants to do, he wants to somehow spoof the IP address of Bob, and he wants to send the email to whom? To random mail transfer agents. What are mail transfer agents? These are nothing but the random email servers over to the globe who are accepting and sending out the emails. These are called as MTA. Okay. So somehow now attacker has spoofed the IP address of the Bob and he is sending the emails. Okay. Now in this particular email which he is sending, what will be the from address? So I'll define like that. The from address will be 1.1.1.1 because of the spoofing. What will be the to address? Now the to address will be completely random. It will be that user who is not available on these mail transfer agent. So I'll send to any random user. I'll say random. And I'll make sure that this user is not available in any of the mail transfer agent. Reason being, in the Google, in your Gmail, you might have seen something called as bounce email. Bounce email are being considered as those particular types of email on which the delivery of the email is not happening successfully. The recipient is not available on that client, and hence the email is coming back to your own source. So now what's gonna happen? Let's say that the user is abc@xyz.com. Okay. When this attacker is sending millions and thousands of email onto these mail transfer agent, what gonna happen ultimately? The user is not present over to any of the MTA, so there will be a bounce back. And the bounce back now from here, if I do the from address, that will be from these MTAs. And if I take the to address, that will be whom? That will be actually 1.1.1.1. So now all of the bounce back deliveries are getting to the user Bob, and Bob is thinking that I never initiated any kind of traffic. Why am getting bounce back deliveries? Now for this reason, for this DOS flood attack, there has been a feature which has been given by email security appliance that is called as your bounce control. So I hope the attack is understood. Now let's try to understand that what is the verification that ESA gonna do on that. So now let's say my Bob is being connected, or the exchange server of the Bob. So there will be an exchange server to which the client will be connected, and that exchange server is being connected to my email security appliance, ESA. And what ESA gonna do? Every email which Bob is sending to the outside world, first of all, ESA gonna add the watermark. Okay, so there are actually two-step security which will be fulfilling this. First is adding the watermark. Upon creating or upon grabbing the metadata information from the email when the Bob is sending the email outside to any of the mail transfer agent, doesn't matter. But whenever Bob is actually sending the email, ESA will attach a watermark on that email. There will be a watermark which will be added. And now whenever, if in case the mail transfer agent is not having that delivery user, he'll again send a bounce back. ESA gonna check that if the watermark is available or not in the delivery. If it is available, then only he gonna receive the email for the internal user. Otherwise, the email will be dropped. This is first level of security. okay, which will be fruitful, I'll say 70%. But another case, let's say this attacker now is becoming more smart, and somehow this hacker has taken over to the control over to watermark as well. Now, what will be the second step? So now he's again spoofing up the attack. He's again spoofing up the IP address and generating the attack on the random mail transfer agent, and he also has that watermark. This security will not work 100%. At that time, the second step security which comes into the picture, and that security parameter is called as to add a salt. Now what is salt? It is nothing but it's a randomly generated hash value which get added. You might have seen this salt value over to the bank websites also. Whenever you go on to any of the bank and you log in onto the bank, you enter your 10-digit password, but automatically after those 10-digit, multiple dots again added while logging in, and that's a sight of a minute, right? You might have seen that these many dots get added. What is these dots? These dots are nothing but the salt value, and the salt value is completely unique. It's get added to each and every email. To each and every email, the new salt value will be added, which now this attacker cannot spoof it, cannot get the hands on that, and over here he gonna fail. So now whenever there is an email again which is being going from Bob towards the random mail transfer agent, ESA gonna add the watermark plus a unique salt value, and now that email will be sent. Who knows this salt value in the world? Only your email security appliance. So whenever, if in case the recipient user is not available on any of the mail transfer agent and there is a bounce back delivery, ESA first of all gonna check that there is a watermark. ESA also gonna check that there is a salt value. If it is available, then only user gonna entertain, sorry, the ESA gonna entertain that email. Otherwise, again the email will be dropped, and that is your bounce verification. Okay. Now, this is what you have for today's tutorial, and in the next tutorial, we're gonna entertain one more check from the pipeline of the email security appliance. Till then, take care, see ya, bye bye, kindly subscribe us. Thank you.